So while here in Israel, we rented a rental car from Europcar, a 9 passenger van that was going to get us around. And got a good rate. And well, let's just say this has turned into an adventure that we not only weren't expecting, but didn't want. So we picked up a rental van from Europcar. We have a couple families that were getting together for this trip. Going to take a few days. Needed some space. So okay, let's get a rental van. Give us enough space. Should be easy that way. And I'll have our local friends here be added on as the driver. That way it'll save me from having to drive in Israel. Because if you're familiar with Israel traffic, it's not a place you want to drive if you're not used to it. So we added on my friend who lives here as the driver. Plugged all this in ahead of time, paid ahead of time. It's all set. We're ready to go. All we have to do is get to the office, sign in, and pick up the van. And that's where the adventure begins. So we get in line at the place, and we wait almost 2 hours. I think actually it was an hour and a half for us, pretty close, just to get through the line at the counter because there's only one clerk working. There's about 5 people ahead of us. Hour and a half waiting to check in, get the paperwork signed, and be ready to go. Why he has no help or anything, I don't know. But we're listening to him quote numbers. We're listening to what he's doing. And then when we get up there, it changes a little bit. So it starts off when we let him know that we're adding on a driver who's got a local Israeli driver's license. Oh, well, that's not included then. That's an extra charge because it's local because of the taxes. What? Didn't say that anywhere on the website. But nope, it's extra charges. We have to charge you extra for his license because it's not an international license. It's not a U.S. license. It's an Israeli license, so this costs more. Okay. Also, because of the traffic and everything, we do decide to go ahead and get their insurance. That's fine. We'll pay for that, knowing that's going to be an extra charge. So total out the door is $490 on top of what I have already paid for the rental, which was $702. So yeah, I'm paying almost as much for the extra charges as what I did for the rental. Okay, but fine. We finally get everything signed, everything taken care of. So we've got my paperwork, 1 page in a little folder. We have to then walk from the office 2 blocks over and then down through this garage to get to where we can actually pick up the van. We get down there and there's another office there. They pull the van up and let's just say we were a little surprised. If you rent a vehicle, you expect it to look nice and yeah, look at this. This is checking out. Okay, so we are picking up rental van. This is documenting damage to the van already as we pick it up. You can see a nice big dent, scrape, passenger side door, marks there, some marks up here, scraped paint there. This is also all in pictures. And back looks okay, a little dirty. Couple marks there. Tires generally look okay. There is a nice scrape and gouge there, which actually comes into the door a little bit. And then we have another dent right here on the little mark by the light. So that is rental van outside. All right, so this thing looks terrible. It's filthy. The back windows are dirty and smudged. It's not cleaned at all. And damage all over. But that's not the worst of it. We get driving out, and all of a sudden on the dash, there's this warning light that comes on. Add blue or engine shut off in so many kilometers. What? What's add blue? What is it talking about? What's going on? So my friend's driving, and I'm trying desperately to look up on the internet what on earth this add blue thing is here that they should have taken care of back at the rental car place. Shouldn't have been running it this way. We finally figure it out. It's an additive they have here. You've got your gas tank, in this case diesel, but there's actually a separate tank for this add blue stuff that's designed to reduce emissions on diesel vans. So you've got to find a gas station that carries it. Took us a little bit. We did find a gas station, happened to be a local one. Very helpful people. Once we explain the situation, show them what we're looking for, they get us lined up at a pump that happens to have it. Thank you. And we're lined up backwards. I mean, they're really working with us, trying to get up. But we're going the opposite direction. We get out, we get the AdBlue in, we breathe a sigh of relief. Turn the key. Nothing. Van won't start. Turn the key again. Start looking around. Start checking everything. We can't get it to go. We don't know why it won't go. He's trying it. I'm trying it. The guy working the gas station comes up and tries it. We realize that it's got a security system on it. Here in Israel, they have an interesting security system on a lot of cars where you have a little code either on your key or actually on the dashboard. And you have to punch in this code to start the vehicle. They didn't give us the code. They didn't tell us there was a code. They didn't tell us how to use the code. Nothing. Nothing at all about a code. And this is on a day where their office closes at 1. So we can't get a hold of anybody at the office. We can't get a hold of any place where we rented it. There is no customer service phone number. Why do you have a company with no customer service number? This is going to come up later. And we finally... The gas station attendant's calling, I'm calling, and my friend's calling. 3 of us on the phones, working the numbers they have on this brochure. Finally, one of us gets an answer. And they manage to, using the license plate code and stuff, get us the start code so we can actually start the vehicle. Took us over an hour. Yeah, this is going to go real good. It just kind of went from there. Get through the whole trip. I send Europcar an email kind of saying, hey, look, guys, here's the issues with the vehicle. Here's the issues with the rental. Here's the issue with what's going on. This is where I was on the road. So it has been 4 days since we rented the van. Sent an email into the company that, within a couple hours after we got it because we weren't happy. With the condition, you can see that this is filthy. Just gross. In addition to all the other damage. And then I think I had mentioned that we actually got stuck at a filling station because we had to add the AdBlue to the engine so it didn't shut off. That was 65 shekels. So the equivalent about $32. And finally, 4 days later, heard back from them. And, yes, and they forgot to give us the key, the code to start it. Because here you have to have a security code to actually let your engine start. They didn't give that to us. So we were stuck for an hour at the filling station. After changing the rates and all this other mess. Not happy. So I finally, after 4 days, get a phone call from Dan at Europcar. He says, basically, bring in your receipt from your AdBlue. We'll reimburse that. You're not here, or we might see about giving you another car. 4 days later. But there's not much else we can do. Lots of that. And when you come in, sit down with our employee and write an email to the manager when you're here, and we'll see if we can do something. In other words, $490 extra charges, junky vehicle, 64 shekels, all this extra stuff. a seat that doesn't clamp down right, we might get something. They're probably just going to take the email and ignore it. So right now, Europcar, you can see I'm in a dark tunnel. That's kind of what like renting a car is from them. We get back home, drop the van off. Okay, so we are dropping off the van, and I am just shooting a video to verify that there is no more damage on this now than when we picked it up. That is the exact same dent there. That is the same gouge. And excuse me, Jack, just want to make sure I show that that gouge was the same one that was there when we picked it up. And everything else looks good. In fact, it's actually cleaner now than when we picked it up. And then the sliding door, that is the exact same dent that was there before. Don't get a receipt for dropping it off. The thing he has me sign isn't in English. He won't let me see what it says in English. Won't let my friend see what it says. He tells me, oh, there's no damage. 2 days later, this is where I'm at. So, the latest in the Europcar deal. Still have not gotten my receipt from them. When we turned in the car, I was told to, give them the receipt for the AdBlue. Oh, no, they can't do anything with that. Don't know how to help us. Can't file a complaint there. They'll email the receipt. 2 days later, yesterday morning when we turned in, no receipt yet. Still have not heard from them. Still haven't gotten back anything from the office. But I did get a notice from my credit card today. Lo and behold, another $376 charge from Europcar with no explanation. Sent them another deal on the contact form today. Same complaints. Added this on. Yeah. We'll see what I hear back. But at this point, I'm going to give them a chance here to get back to me and to make this right. But we are now, let's see, 490 plus 375. So we are at 800 and... So, we're close to $900. It's a lot of money that right now they owe me. And I'm not real happy. Junky car, beat up car, filthy car, extra charges that aren't documented, no documentation, no start code, low fuel, mysterious charges. Okay, Europcar, let's step up and get it right. So then we end up waiting and waiting to hear back. Again, 2 more emails. Can't call because there's no customer service phone number. Can't get a hold of them except through email. And we wait. And we wait. And then, over 2 weeks later, lo and behold, we end up with this. So a overdue follow-up to the Europcar extravaganza, I guess is a good way to put it. So we had been waiting to hear from them and waiting to hear from them. The $490 charge on my one card disappeared. Okay, this is good. And then, so that left us with an almost $400 charge on my other card, which is where I had put the hold on for the deposit after all that runaround. Okay, I kind of had a feeling with that. Sent them a big long message, which I think I have explained already, and then waited. And waited. And waited. And still hadn't heard back. I finally, this is December 20th. I finally heard back from them yesterday. Let's see. It took how long for them to reply? Long time, like 3 weeks just about. Pitiful response. And so what their response was basically, oh, you did return the car clean. This is good. Well, thank you for finally saying that. Send a copy of your receipt for the blue to us. You should have gotten your refund already if you'd given us given us the receipt. Well, let's see, your people at the return center couldn't take the receipt, didn't know how to handle it. The guy at the office didn't know how to handle it and couldn't take it. How am I supposed to give you a receipt when nobody can handle it? So, but then I'm thinking, okay, at least we're finally getting this settled. We're finally, they finally attached a copy of the invoice that I should have had when I returned the van. 3 weeks. Okay? So I'm going, okay, at least we're finally getting this settled. I'm feeling like it's resolved. So I'm getting ready to sit down and write my email to him and say, hey, here's the copy of the receipt. Thank you for giving me the invoice. And I side check my credit card statement. And lo and behold, there's another charge with no explanation, no invoice, no communication, nothing. It just mysteriously appears for another 116 shekels, or about $36. Okay, let's just be honest. They don't respond. No customer service phone number. 3 weeks to get an invoice I should have had immediately. Mysterious charges. Okay, folks, at this point, I'm pretty much going to sum it up. And Europcar are scum. They're scammers. They're completely unprofessional. This should have been resolved weeks ago with a final invoice and a final total. And it takes me 3 weeks to get a final invoice, and then it's not final because they're still throwing up charges. Don't rent from Europcar. And Europcar, I hope you see this. This would never stand in the U.S. You would be put out of business for fraud. Pure and simple. Unacceptable in every way imaginable. Don't do business with Europcar. I'm still waiting for my refund for my Auto Blue. I'm waiting for the refund for this new $36 charge after getting a junk load van with damage all over the place, not getting the code to start it, running low on fuel that's going to make it shut off, filthy, dirty, unacceptable. I'll never do business with them again. I would highly suggest you don't do business with them. Honestly, at this point, I kind of hope they go out of business because this is abhorrent. It's unacceptable in every way. So I'm going to close it there. Maybe Europcar will get back to me and actually explain what this is, but I'm probably going to end up having to reverse the charge because this is ridiculous. And I shouldn't have to take it up with my credit card company. They should have fixed it a long time ago. Yeah, I think that sums it up. Don't do business with Europcar. To say that I'm not happy with Europcar, well, that would be an understatement. It's been a circus, folks, with constant unexplained charges and no paperwork and no response and no phone number. And yeah, avoid the circus. Don't rent from Europcar. And Europcar, I'm still waiting for you to actually make this right. If I hear back from them, I'll update in the comments below. I'll give them a chance, but like I said, we're going on a month since we picked this thing up, and this is where we're still at. Let me know if you've got any input, suggestions, comments. I'd love to hear it below. Like I said, I will update in a sticky comment below if I hear back from them. If they make it right, if I have to take it up with my credit card company and reverse the charges, or what. We'll see. Right now, I'm not holding out much hope. But hey, Europcar, I'm waiting for you. Let's hear from you.